Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Black Hole of
Entertainment. Yeah.
Entertainment.
There you go.
Yes. We've been doing this for like a year, and I still haven't remembered.
So, as of recording, I think like an hour and a half ago, my name's Steven. Chase and I watched the first episode of Mandalorian Season 2.
We did. Chapter 9.
Yeah. Did they give a subtitle for it? I forget.
They did. The Marshal. It was called The Marshal.
The Marshal. Okay. I really like just general opening thoughts. I really enjoyed this episode. It's nice to have a weekly dose of Star Wars once again, I think.
Yes, so did I. It was generally thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah,
we actually watched it together over Disney Plus's co-streaming process.
Yes, I'll get the name really quick. But basically, how this episode's going to go is we're going to largely go into our general thoughts, and then at the very end we'll do a small spoiler bit because there's some things that happen at the end of this episode that are worth talking about.
Like any good first episode of a season, they really gotta scratch that itch.
Right. Okay, so the little app thing that they have is called Group Watch, where you can link where one Disney Plus user can host the room, and then you can invite 6 other people with separate Disney Plus accounts to watch something together.
Yep. And generally, I'm going to say, I guess we can talk about that slightly since this is a podcast about streaming services. It's good. Yeah.
It's nice to have a. I know that there's a third-party group funded by Patreon.
Yeah, I heard about that a while back.
Yeah, there's a third-party group funded by Patreon that does a Netflix thing, but this is integrated into Disney Plus, and it works quite well. Took a couple minutes to get started, but overall it worked just fine.
Yeah, once the connection was up, there were no issues on either end.
Nope. So as far as the episode goes, I remember talking to you briefly about, this reminded me of episode 5, where Mando goes to Tatooine for the first time.
We should probably do just a brief explanation of the plot of this story. So this follows right after the end of the last season, with the Mando attempting to find more of Baby Yoda's kind. Mm-hmm. Or the child, technically.
And we don't know this. Do we know the species name? I always forget.
I mean, I feel like we do because this is like the third one we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because there was Yoda, there was, what was her name? Yada?
I don't remember. I'm just going to do a quick...
Okay. Yeah, so it is currently referred to on Wikipedia as Yoda's species.
Okay. All right. So the answer is no. Okay, how about this? Before we continue with talking more about the plot, over under 25%, we will get a official name for this species by the end of the season.
I'm going to say under.
Under 25%? I will go over, but not over 50%. I will probably set the line at 33, 1/3 chance.
33. So you think there's a 1 in 3 chance?
1 in 3 chance we get a name for the child's species or Yoda's species.
Yes. Anyway, yes, the child is still adorable.
Of course.
So he goes and tracks down John Leguizamo. And yeah, that's who that is, by the way. That is Sid the Sloth from Ice Age, as well as Luigi from the live-action Mario movie.
Those deep cuts.
Yes. So he tracks down this guy who sends him off to Tatooine to find a Mandalorian that he's heard of living there. And when he gets there, he finds that the community that he was sent to is having troubles with a giant creature that kind of looks like a shark coming in and eating everything. Steven, I think you described this as the best Monster Hunter movie we've had.
Yeah, so I was on a Discord
In comparison,
server.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically someone in a Discord server that I follow said that this is the best Monster Hunter movie so far. I think they called it a sand dragon, although I could be wrong.
They called it the Great Dragon.
The Great Dragon, okay. So we find the conundrum is that to get the Boba Fett armor back from this what's he called? It's the name of the episode.
Marshall.
I should remember this.
He is the Marshal, played by Timothy
The Marshal.
Olyphant.
Okay, so the Marshal has purchased or bartered this Boba Fett armor from the Jawas, and then the conundrum here is that the Marshal tells Mando, kill this giant sand creature, and I'll give you the armor back. And then we get a whole lot of stuff with the Tusken Raiders.
Yes, we do. And that was probably my favorite part of the episode, honestly, was the exploration of the Tusken culture.
So I think this is the most we've seen of the Tusken Raiders in one, set of time. And I'm surprised that Mando can speak Tusken.
Yeah.
Very, very fluently, I guess, based off of what we've seen here, which I thought was pretty cool. So,
yeah, but it's also worth mentioning just because the actor is notable. The Marshal, as I mentioned earlier, played by Timothy Olyphant, who has been in... I was just looking at this a second ago. For any of you who are fans of Fargo, you probably recognize him as Deefy Wickware.
The TV show?
Yeah.
Or the movie? Okay.
TV show. And he was also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And, that's where I recognize him best from Santa Clarita Diet. That's what it is.
Haven't seen it.
It's a good show.
Okay.
I didn't finish it, but the part I watched was good.
Alright. And I like how, as we go into the back third of the episode, I like how Jon Favreau and company are trying to commit to the Western feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really are, and they're so good at it.
Yeah, I say they do a great job creating a Star Wars Western, and it bears repeating from last season.
Yeah, I will fully admit, the reason I wasn't on the Mandalorian Season 1 episodes is because I'm not actually a huge Star Wars fan, but I thoroughly enjoy this series.
I'm falling off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen the original 6 movies in quite some time, and it took me quite a while to catch up on Clone Wars. But I did keep up with Season 1 as it came out, and I'm planning on doing the same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how we have this little small, I think it's mining, right? Mining town.
Yeah, that's
mining
correct.
Village. Having to team up with the Tusken Raiders to ultimately kill this sand dragon, or great dragon as they refer to it. And man, they just keep improving stagecraft.
Yeah,
it just gets better and better the more I see of it.
That was some great CG right there. Especially for a TV show, it was top notch.
So for those who don't know, stagecraft is the technology that Disney is using to produce the lion's share of, not everything, not every sequence, but the lion's share of sequences in the Star Wars TV shows. It uses Unreal Engine, and basically it is a giant curved screen that they put settings and videos behind. I think it's projected onto this giant screen, and there's a giant stage. So basically, instead of using a green or blue screen, actors and actresses can actually see what we would see as far as background imagery goes, and it helps a lot, I think, in the final product as well. But of course, then there are sequences like the final confrontation with the Great Dragon that probably don't use this stagecraft technology.
Yeah, they're not going to use it every time.
Which was great, by the way. The Great Dragon
yeah.
looked very good.
Yeah, that was and like not even just the CG, but like the pacing of that last scene. No, not the last scene, but the of the climax of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And just like even the build up to it, all of it was great. Like I don't know how much I'd change of this episode in general, outside a little bit of the stuff with the mechanic in the beginning, because she kind of gets on my nerves.
Yeah, so back to episode 5 or chapter 5, whichever you want to call it. I did not enjoy that episode. There were 2 big reasons why. One, that woman that runs the, I guess,
garage.
What would you call it?
I call it a garage.
I can't hear you.
I'd just call it a garage, probably.
Garage? Okay. Alright, so who runs the garage, and then it was just like nostalgia for the sake of nostalgia in chapter 5. This episode both used her and the nostalgia in a very good way. Like, we didn't stick with like one thing for too long, and we didn't have the Tusken Raiders there just to be Tusken Raiders.
Yeah,
for
like the Tusken Raiders actually were like an important part in like the theme of the episode. Right. Like this episode couldn't have happened without them.
No.
And then of course there's also obviously a lot of small callbacks, like drinking blue liquid on Tatooine.
Yeah.
I'm just convinced that all liquid on Tatooine is blue.
Okay.
Except blood. We clearly see that's not blue.
I will take special attention to the soundtrack. I like how the main theme is still there and how the composer... Let me just find out who they are really quick. Well, the composer for Mandalorian Season 1 was Ludwig Göransson. I'm butchering that name. I don't care. I'm so sorry. But that is the composer for Mandalorian Season 1, so I assume he came back for Season 2. I think he did a great job if that is who composed these songs in Season 2 so far.
Yeah, I will admit the music just kind of like sat in the background for me, but it certainly did its job of like supporting the feel of the episode, the atmosphere.
Yeah, and you can make an argument that is what it's supposed to do.
Yes, you certainly could.
Yeah. So, now do we want to go on to spoiler thoughts?
Yes. So there's one very big spoiler. So
all right. This is your time.
All right. I called it.
You've
totally
been warned. Okay. You totally called it. All right. So
you doubted me.
No, like I thought it was going to be a really cheap thing that Boba Fett would show up at the end of the episode. I thought it was going to be a very cheap inclusion, and it turned out, at least for right now, it was a very well-placed, I should say, inclusion for Boba Fett to be in the final shot of the episode.
And for anyone who's wondering, yes, it's Boba Fett. This is the same guy who played Jango Fett in episode 2. And this is also...
Okay.
Like, he is literally listed as Boba Fett in the credits.
So the actor's name, again, I know that I'm butchering this name, but I'm sorry. Temuera Morrison. And he, according to IMDb, that is the credit. He is Boba Fett in Chapter 9. He does Boba Fett for all the recent video games.
He's also the voice of Captain Cody.
He does the voice Captain Cody.
But more importantly, he was in Speed 2 Cruise Control as Juliano.
Oh, man. That's his magnum opus right there. Truly.
Something else you guys might have actually seen that he was in was you may remember him as Tom Curry, Aquaman's dad.
Oh, yeah. But, so as far as, we actually don't know 100% certain, but as far as I've been able to tell through the little bit of research I've done, this is Boba Fett.
Yes, 100%.
I hope that they do the character justice. I hope that he fits into the series well.
Yeah, I imagine he will.
I assume that it's safe to say that the Boba Fett's foot and leg were in the final shot of episode 5.
Yes,
looking over.
Yeah, there's no question now.
Dead body.
I mean, admittedly, we all pretty much knew that was him.
Okay, well,
most people knew it was him.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was a very good thing to key off the season for the next 7 episodes, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Do we know where Mando's going next?
We do not. I imagine that.
I was gonna say I don't think the episode ended with a. Because you know how a lot of episodes in season 1 ended with a okay, we're going here now.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah, we don't know
this
that
is our
this
next.
One. So I'm wondering if the next episode will open up with it's got to open up with a character that we know. So.
Yeah.
So it could be that we're going to be introduced to Boba. It could be that Ahsoka shows up, or that other.
Yeah, we know that
a major character in one of the TV shows.
We know that. So something interesting is that yes, we know that Rosario Dawson is going to be Ahsoka for at least one episode. I don't think that anyone other than Dave Filoni is going to direct any episode with Ahsoka Tano in it. Can you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I don't think he'd trust anyone else to do this.
No, I think it's pretty safe to say that Ahsoka Tano is Dave Filoni's baby, as it were, and he will let no one touch her but him.
Yep.
So...
he's pretty much done that already.
Yeah. I don't know if Rosario is going to be in more than one episode, but we will find out, I guess.
Yeah, do you want to take bets? I'm going to say yes.
You're going to say...
A very hesitant yes.
Yes, as in more than one episode?
Yes.
Or, okay. Alright.
I think she's too big of a draw to just... I think it'll be only 2 episodes, but I think it'll be more than 1.
So, to cap it off, I wanted to ask, do you think that Boba is going to meet Mando at the garage in the next episode?
That is very specific. I don't think he's going to make it back to the garage in the next episode.
Okay. I mean, you don't know.
I don't know.
We didn't see if he had a speeder.
But I feel like he's not going to make it that far, because he's going to make it to the garage and then he's going to be gone.
Okay, what about this? Do you think that Boba has reason and or the ability to leave Tatooine?
I think another Mandalorian is reason enough, but I don't think he has ability. I mean, he's lost his armor. He's probably lost everything.
No. Okay, yeah. I'm just saying, do you think he has, means to leave?
Slave 3.
Anything like that? No?
I do not.
Alright. I don't really have any other thoughts about this episode.
No, I think we have covered just about everything that we care to talk about.
Okay.
So, thank you guys for watching this episode of The Black Hole of Content. I've been Chase. This has been Steven. Feel free to check out our other shows, which include Lords and Mercenaries, a Fire Emblem podcast, Titan Tea Time, and Attack on Tea Time podcast. That is exactly
Attack
what
on
it's
Tea
called.
Time, yep.
Let's see.
Attack on Titan podcast.
Yeah. You can also check out Steven and I irregularly playing Pokemon Emerald on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
And outside this channel, I'd like to also point to my own YouTube channel of Spoiler Goblin, where I talk about the stories of video games, as well as a Fire Emblem Heroes podcast, Phaeology. Steven, do you have anything else that you would like to point out?
So a new project that I have taken on recently is I am now a editor, not credited. We're not credited for editing these reviews, but I am an editor and soon to be reviewer over at cubed3.com. It is a game reviewing website and YouTube channel. So if you're interested in some up-to-date reviews about new and upcoming video games, check that website out. That was all.
All right, so with that, thank you guys for listening again, and we hope to see you next time.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Bye.